Salut tout le monde! My name is Badboy23 and today let's present to you Ambre. Let's begin. Okay. It was 7 p.m. on the beautiful yet cold autumn day. The wind scoured the frail tree branch across the street. Tristan Mallory made his slow, tired way. A wild wind of leaves caught his attention and he stopped to contemplate them for a few minutes. A spread of color danced around him. Fragments of red, orange, yellow spread at random, forming a mosaic. I can see it down there. It's pretty cool. That stretched on for as far as the eyes could see. A rush of beauty in that grey and forming city. That noise metropolis have been constantly exhaling population. That's the dude. That's okay. Coming back to his hands. The 30-year-old man stood his head. Now wasn't the time to be daydreaming. He had to go home. The long day always weighed on his shoulder, but if he was completely honest, work wasn't the most tiring thing in his life. After all, an honest, well-paid job was somewhat of a luxury these days. Like any employees, he conscientiously accomplished the tasks handed to him, no more, no less. No, what was really destroying him was a complete different form of fatigue, and apparently and crushing solitude that had been shadowing him for years, ever since his wife. So, the wife is dead. Nice one. The life flicking of the front door opening brought him back to earth. He was already at his flat. A sad and silent living room was waiting for him. A shiver trailed down his spine as he entered the room. Driven by an almost desperate urge, he did not even bother hanging up his coat before slamming open all of the doors of his flat, one after the other. Each time the same emptiness hour his ease. He felt a rising dream within. His last hope, the last door, the forbidden room beyond. He opened its lid slightly and peeked inside of chaos where was no one inside. He fell heavily onto the sofa. The crushing solitude came back in full force, crushing him again and again, wandering his face with invisible cut, the cut of time. It was happening again. All of a sudden, Tristan Mallory fell immensely Exhausted, he held his head in his hand, staring at the floor for a long time. Staring at the floor for a long time. After what felt like an eternity, he abruptly got to his feet. Now when I think about it... Wait, can I? Yep, I can. There you go. We can continue. After what felt like an eternity, he abruptly got to his feet. He grasped all of the framed pictures on display and shoved them away in the closet. The memory needed to be out of sight. When he was sure that there were no more pictures sticking out, Tristan put his coat back on and rushed outside. It was chilly and a bit dark, but there was still enough light to see clearly. It was the ideal time to take a walk. At least that's what he once might have thought. As he hurried along the sidewalk, Tristan was anything but relaxed. He walked around the place that was most familiar to him, looking for a serenity that seemed to be definitively out of reach. While passing a park near his home, he suddenly heard a high-pitched, almost inaudible plead. Okay. His heart jumped and he stopped. Nice. What is this? A nice thing. Nice green thing. Rabbit thing. Fluffy? Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. In the dim light of a setting sun, he made out a silhouette of a little girl sitting on the swing with her head bowed. Tears were rolling down her cheek. Afraid of startling her, he approached slowly and took a close look. Her clothes were crumbed. She had neither a coat or a scarf, and she bore various scratches, as if she had been in a fight. The park was completely deserted, and she seems to have been there for a while. For a second question, why do you give a full name? Mallory felt the temptation to abandon her there, to leave her to her fate, but very quickly he mentally classed himself and could not do it. So he placed himself in front of her and asked in a soft voice, "What?" "Is something wrong?" At first the little girl seems not to hear him. She cropped on the knob, clicked and whispered. Patiently, Tristan stroked his head, her hair, and repeated, "Why are you crying? What's happened?" It took her several minutes to calm down a bit, but eventually she wiped away her tears and answered with a voice interrupted by snow. I don't know. I think I've lost something important, really important, but I can't remember what it was. Actually, felt a mixture of compassion and pity. She seems orthodox, so vulnerable. He wanted to hold her hands tight, but but her sadness would melt away. But at the same time, a voice within was telling him that he should not be too forceful, but he should be aware of her. Blah, blah, blah. So he tried to stay composed and look reassuring. Yet in front of a sad little girl, he did not feel confident at all. Are you all alone? Where are your parents? Mom and daddy? Don't know. I don't know. Do you live far away from here? I don't know. What's your name? If you give I don't know. Okay. Well, the name of a title. Well, you can't stay here out in the winter. You're going to catch a cold eventually, and you don't want to get sick, do you? No, I hate being sick. Seems you've got to go warm yourself up somewhere. It'd be nice too, but I don't know where to go. In that case, what do you think about going to my place? It's not far away from here, and I'll be a much better place to sleep than on this tree. Ambre seems worried, but she had no other choice but to follow him. He gently reached her hand of her hand. For the first time, she lifted eyes, then were watching out, blurry with tears and hesitant. He threw a good idea to force a smile, happy and reassuring, even with her fatigue. Tristan Mallory showed wife a full name, most convincing smile he could, and took her arm, so fine, so free, to help her get to her feet. Walkie walk, walkie walk. The younger steps were wobbly and weak. She had probably not eaten all day long. Carefully, he led her a place while making sure she wouldn't trip. The man removed his foot and shut in front of the door behind him. Make yourself at home, I'll cook you something. Passing through the kitchen, he turned on the light. The living room so that his flat would look less gloomy. While searching his way for a potential meal, he periodically stole several glances over the counter. In the living room, Ambre was still walking around, a bit wide, still on the defensive. She explored this new environment by looking around, admiring the ornament. Unfortunately, she did not find much to pique her interest. It was a bland house, almost too bland. There were no clouds about it, occupied leaves. Taking advantage of Tristan being distracted by a pack of noodles, she escaped the hallway and tried to find the bathroom. she found quickly enough, but before returning to the hallway she noticed that all the doors were wide open, except for one. Suddenly, before she even had one time to think about it, she was drawn to the doorway. Instead, the umbrella felt magnetized, attracted by the slim open door. Sorry, just one peek was all she wanted, but she slid to see anything through a crack. Was a blue bare cabinet, a frightening tomb where Christian stole the corpse of his former wife. The little girl pushed the door open, entered the room, and wished on the light. Okay, it was a bedroom filled with plushy toys and soft. A big bed was proudly displayed in the center of the room, accompanied by a pretty dressing table to one side. I can see, no need to describe. The walls were painted to look like a bright blue sky. I can see it. The storage furniture, coordinated with the sweet color of trick, was overflowing with mysteries. On the nightstand, she would catch a glimpse of a nightlight shop as a cute mascot. There was a frame-like ambience about this strange room, to the extent that Ambre could repress a little exclamation of surprise. Closing the door that had 30 years old would discover her hidden thought. She stretched out on the color bed, rolled in a ball, jumped onto a snug under a bedsheet. Inexplicably, she felt uneasy in the room, worried of a princess. It seems to have been built for her, to correspond to her every fantasy. She then approached a big teddy bear which was attempting her. She grabbed it immediately, edged it, and covered it with kiss. Her pale face was illuminated by a wide, pure, innocent smile, a child's smile. In my kitchen, Christian was finishing cooking the noodle and was about to serve me when he noticed the absence of a little girl. Slightly worried, he called for her. Ambre, where are you? No, are you here? Nervous, he looked for her all the room, checking first to see if she was in the bathroom. He searched everywhere in the room until where only the front door made a lot of noise when it opened, so I would have heard it if she had left. Could she actually be in there already? That's cute. While a countryside, he headed towards the fluffy, still forbidden room and discovered Ambre playing with fluffy animals. His face softened and suppose that I can't to anything, he reassured himself without a word. He went to sit next to her. On the bed, the little girl was moving the fluffy animal hand while making them speak. In her quick voice, she was narrating a suffered animal tea party and seems to be enjoying herself very much. The light was back in her eyes. Suddenly she got mad at the crowd and scolded her hardly. It's dirty, stop it right now, you're making a mess. What did I just say? It's dirty, you've got to behave yourself. I don't roll on the floor, you shouldn't make a fuss just because you didn't get what you wanted. A punishment, she sent the crowd in the corner while ordering her not to move and replace it with a bunny long I shall. Look at the face. The first animal tea party hosted by a blue monkey was obviously not going as planned. Tristan examined the little girl's every move with care. He finally noticed his presence. He felt he had to speak. Are you having fun? Yeah, I did not know that there was a bedroom like this in your house. Whose home is it? It was my wife's favorite room before she left. What happened to her? It's a long story. Maybe I'll tell you another time. Meanwhile, the meal is going cold. Don't you want to eat? I'm coming right now. What's for dinner? Spaghetti bolognese. Great, I love it. That evening, Tristan Mallory at my little Ambre as she wolfed down her food, half amused, half distracted. In her so happy stood his heart a little bit at the same time. Are you tired? The child suddenly asked with a serious air. Little, work hard today. She did not comment further, still amazed by the princess' bedroom. She revived the topic with teary eyes. Do you like it? Yeah, I wish I had a similar room. You want, I'll give it to you. What? My wife left a long time ago. Her stuff is still inside and I don't use it. So if you like, it's yours. You can stay in your room while I'm looking for your parent and what you lost. What do you say? Can I really? But I don't belong. No, but it does not belong to me. There's nothing sadder than a house without life, don't you think? I know, but my wife loved to rest in her favorite room. There she felt at ease, like a cloud, but now she's not living here anymore. Since you seem to like this place, I think it would make her happy to know that her home is in a good hand. and I can do whatever I want in it. Look at the eyes. While I'm at work, you'll be able to play with his home as much as you want. I live next. I will leave you some leftover for lunch. You'll only have to heat them up in the microwave, and in the evening you play together if you like to. Do I need to go to school? No more school, only game. You're great. In front of Ambre, overflowing enthusiasm, Tristan could not help but smile faintly, almost pitifully. Yes, that's it, he kept telling himself, as if to reassure himself. All I'm doing is keeping her around until she remembers who she is and what she lost. Wait for her to remember. That's pretty much it for this episode. I will see you in the next video. Till then, raise your control to the sky and bring the noise.